Hey, welcome back everybody to Aquavore Offshore YouTube channel, where we're going to restore this 1985 Boston Whaler full cabin with a retro modification to bring it up to date and make this great riding boat ride even better. Remember last week we talked about some of the changes we want to make, which is get rid of some of this old wood, update the cockpit area where we spend most of the time. You can see that we had a couple of good 40-gallon bait tanks and two very basic seats in there, which left a lot to be desired in terms of comfort and where people can sit and hang out and party. We want to bring this cockpit up to a more modern standard where maybe 4 or 5 people can sit comfortably. We're also going to redo a bunch of things in the head and the galley while we're at it. Again, because my goal is to get rid of all this wood and turn it into a really nice white enamel. Here in the companionway, we're going to lose the old stereo, update the fuse box, and put in a new switch panel right there. It all had to start by coming apart. So you can see the 40-gallon bait tank coming away from the old seat. That was the original design we did years ago. Worked great, but we're going to make it work even better. The companionway is going to get updated. Like we talked about, I hated these doors and all this wood. I'm going to rechange that acrylic piece. But to start out with, we used blue tape and lots of it to come up with the footprint of the new settee type seat. The idea is to lower the bait tank down below the stringers to lower all that weight and have easy access to the live bait and provide a whole lot more storage and tackle area, all while doing an L-shaped settee that will allow 2 and maybe 3 people to sit there comfortably while we're underway or while we're hanging out. So it moves the companionway over to the starboard some, and that's fine because above that there's a lot more floor space. It's going to be a lot more comfortable up on that upper deck. The boat's divided into a lower deck in the rear and about a foot step up to the deck that we're working on primarily. You can see how the bait tank lid's going to open up. It's kind of a half circle idea, and to the right of it will be a tackle center, and in all those panels we're going to make storage and lots of compartments. So what we did is bought a lot of cardboard boxes, set up a cutting table, and just started cutting and taping pieces together till we came up with a shape that sort of matched the angular nature of this boat. There's not a lot of swoopy lines on this old design, so we wanted to keep the seat design kind of in line with the original 2 and 5 and 3 degree angles that Boston Whaler did originally on these seats. Here you can see a little closer shot of the way I want to be able to access the bait. Going to have a light shining down on it, and it'll allow us to pick out a really hot bait really quickly. That's real important in the way we fish. Need a really good bait, you need to find one fast, and I think this is going to be a big improvement. So you can see as the shape evolved and we got happier and happier with the design. I'm going to reuse my old seat backs because they're removable and they're really nice. Fishing Boats Unlimited in Costa Mesa did those for us a few years ago, and we're going to reuse them. I like them because we can pull them out and set them aside if we want to make a nice flat surface, or put them back in place for a passenger to have a nice place to lean back. As far as the shotgun seat, that's going to be a folding seat back. Once we got the design right, we took it into the shop, put it on the bench, and started making some of the refinements necessary to turn it into what is eventually going to be a Coosa board construction. Same process had to happen for the helm seat. And here we started to wander a little bit, took the thing out and thought it would be really cool to put like a freezer or another refrigerator behind that seat and also use it as a rear-facing jump seat. So again, with the blue tape, we marked out the footprint and got the basic shape of where it's going to go laid out. You can see that the entryway moves off to the right. At first that was a little funny, but I realized other more modern boats are doing the same thing, and the reason is it allows more room forward, and that was the whole idea. So as the starboard helm seat starts to take shape, you can see that big compartment in the rear was going to be a freezer or a refrigerator. There I show some storage and maybe holding the barbecue. So we kind of did this on the fly, and as we went, the design evolved and evolved until we got somewhere closer to what we had in mind. But one thing that wasn't quite working out was that rear section behind the main seat. Here's a quick shot of the front of the settee and the footrest I really want to have, because it really makes it a lot more comfortable when you have a place to put your foot. Back into the shop with the helm seat, and you can see the little caboose back there that was going to be the freezer. And as I designed, I realized I might be over-designing, and it got pretty complicated to get these cardboard panels to stay in place even on the bench. But we persevered, and we got the design closer and closer. Here you can see I found out I wasn't quite wide enough. I had to widen it. So you cut the tape away, cut out new cardboard panels, and make it change the way it needs to be done. The neat thing about this cardboard layout is that it's pretty easy to cut through the tape, take a panel out, make a new one, and put it back. Here you can see how I widened it about 8 inches to accommodate the helm seat, and I like the little overhang for some downlighting, and I started to get a little happier with this design. But I bailed on the freezer. We really like our Yeti cooler, and I thought it's just as good a seat as anything else, and I'm going to incorporate the Yeti behind the helm, and that'll become a nice little bar area with a friction hinge above that. There'll be some storage to put cups and bar makings. Also, we went down to the Whaler dealership to see what kind of material they're using and what's going on in the brand new 2021 Whalers. What we found out was they're using a lot of acrylic, a lot of enamel surfaces, really nice stainless steel hardware, very elegant look with the white acrylic against the white enamel. We couldn't quite swing the 400 Racing Mercuries, but we're really happy to get our Suzukis next month. It's going to be a great improvement. As fun as it is to work on them, we sure like driving them too. And we can't wait to get back out on the water, catch some more really nice fish, and enjoy all the fun sport and recreational opportunities that Southern California offers offshore. Get the family and the friends back over here and over to Catalina, having a great time like we always do. We've got a lot of work to do, and we're going to keep on it to get this project finished by summer 2021. So stay tuned with us. Get a little sneak peek of what we're going to be building here in the next couple of weeks on the Aquavore Offshore Boston Whaler Retro Modification Project. So thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for things to come, and we'll see you next week on Aquavore Offshore.